Hi there. When you hear about mental health, what do you think about? Does it make you think of something negative, or does it make you think that is something that is affecting others more than you? Depending on your own background, on your own experiences, different things will likely pop into your head. But it's worth remembering that we all have mental health. Like we have physical health, and like physical health, some of it can be good, or it could be that it needs a little bit more support for optimal function. There are some of us that may need more support than others to achieve optimum mental health and to function well. But it is worth remembering that we all, every single one of us, will need at some stage in their lives more support than others. So do you know what you will do when you or those around you start to struggle? As I say, everyone will have time in their life when they experience more mental well-being challenges, because life is full of challenges and we can't avoid that. And if you're someone who's struggling right now, at this moment, I will say to you to seek medical help. It's very important that you understand that we are not replacing your medication. Keeping up with your medication is very important. What we're talking about is, we're talking about an integrative approach to support your mental well-being. We're talking about achieving a more holistic way to support you. Well, let me tell you, the important thing and also the wonderful thing is that we can do so much to ensure that we can help ourselves and to improve our mental health, our mental well-being. Sometimes we just get used to struggling a little bit, and sometimes some people get used to struggling a lot, and it becomes their normal, but it shouldn't be their normal, because why do we have to get used to struggling? Why? There is so much in life to live for. We should enjoy life. And we can. We can just regain control of how we feel, of our thoughts, of our memory, of how we are able to concentrate, of our compulsiveness. Because, let's be honest, we all have a little bit of that. But if we can get control of our mind, we will just feel so much better and we could go back to enjoying life. Because there are many things that we can do to help ourselves and our loved ones to achieve mental well-being. We want to teach you some of these through this series of short videos. We want to show you how to start your journey to optimal mental well-being, regardless of your diagnosis, regardless of your age, regardless of your financial circumstances. Please be reassured that you can help yourself. My name is Olga Preston. I study at the Institute of Optimum Nutrition, and I am now a registered nutritional therapist and nutritionist, specializing in nutrition for mental well-being at the Institute of Optimum Nutrition's Brain Biocenter. I truly love seeing the improvements that can be made with some simple changes. I hope you're ready to get started and to help yourself too. Let's kick off now by thinking about neurotransmitters and balance, both of which are critical to our mental well-being. When we think about mental well-being, we think about brain function. This is a wonderful organ whose architecture is constructed through many processes before we're even born. Then, as we go into adulthood, it keeps changing and adapting. Yes, I often think of the brain as the puppet master, so like the main controller. The brain cells are called neurons, and they communicate by sending messages, and these messages are sent by neurotransmitters. You might have heard about neurotransmitters and their connection to mental well-being before. Without getting too much into the science here, for those of you who don't know, neurotransmitters are basically chemical messengers which pass the message or stop the message that needs to go across. So these messages not only influence how you feel, but how much you remember, your compulsiveness, your addictions, your mood, your memory, your motivation, your drive, your concentration. So they're extremely important. For example, we have serotonin, which you may well have heard of. This neurotransmitter is associated with joy and happiness. Supporting the power lines that transport serotonin around the brain is important for our mental well-being. Neurotransmitters need a fine balance. In the case of serotonin, for example, low levels are associated with depression and anxiety, But high levels, on the other hand, are not good either because they're associated with things like agitation and restlessness and confusion. So getting the right balance is key. That's why working with a registered nutritional therapist can help you to identify what the right levels are for you. Another important neurotransmitter that you may have heard of is dopamine. This is very important as it is our reward mechanism. It gives you satisfaction, and it makes you feel good. Again, it's important to get the right balance, and having too little or too much causes issues with our mental well-being. Another important neurotransmitter is GABA, and this is associated with calmness. You may think, and what about genetics? We often find ourselves worried about our genetic predisposition to mental health problems, especially when we have a strong family history. We worry about ourselves, we worry about our loved ones. It's important to know right now, that nutrition and lifestyle habits, like exercise, for example, have the capability of changing gene expressions. This means that regardless of your family history, you can have a positive effect on how your genes express. Imagine your genes being turned on or off like a switch. You get to decide whether to make that difference for yourself or not. According to our genetic predisposition, some of us might need a higher intake of nutrients to perform optimally, or some of us might need a specific form of nutrients to make things work more efficiently. The important thing is to find out what's right for you as an individual. Then you can set yourself on the right course to optimize your mental well-being. We have touched upon the fact that neurotransmitters are important for mental health, but how do we get them? Neurotransmitters are made up of amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein. And you have to imagine small Lego pieces, and your body just builds things up from them, different things. It can build things like neurotransmitters and muscle, and they're very important to repair your body tissue, for your hair, for your skin, for your organs. That's how important they are. For example, to make serotonin, we need foods rich in tryptophan, which is an amino acid, and we also will need some key vitamins and minerals. You can support your serotonin levels by eating foods rich in tryptophan, for example, turkey, chicken, fish, oats, Brazil nuts, and sunflower seeds. For example, you could add some nuts and seeds on your porridge or on your yogurt, or sprinkle them on top of your salads. You can enjoy some turkey or chicken or stir fries. You can bake some fish in the oven, or just get a little bit of cold fish on your salad, whatever works for you. The idea is to introduce these foods into your meals. To make dopamine, we need an amino acid which is called tyrosine, which is present in fish and meat and cheese and sunflower seeds, almonds, oats, eggs. So again, we need to add these foods into our meals. And the easiest way, for example, if you think about eggs you could scramble, or you could make an omelette or a frittata. Seeds you can add to salads. So it's so easy to incorporate these foods into our daily routine. To make GABA, we need glutamine, which is made from cabbage and bone broth. GABA and glutamate have like a merry-go-round relationship, so you need one for the other. So we do not want too much of glutamate. What we want is glutamate to become GABA, and for that we need those foods that help this. And those foods are things like tomatoes and peas, mushrooms, cruciferous vegetables, and green vegetables in general. So these foods are very, very good for you to increase your levels of GABA. Also, to ensure that the amino acids follow the right pathway to make neurotransmitters, we need to avoid foods that cause inflammation, as we mentioned earlier. We need to avoid fried foods, which are food and also foods with E numbers, and refined grains, alcohol, processed meats, and foods that are high in sugar. Then we need to enjoy foods which have an anti-inflammatory effect. And you're thinking, what's an anti-inflammatory effect? But don't worry. These foods are very easy and we can find them everywhere. For example, turmeric. Turmeric, and you can use on you can use on rice or stir fry. So you can use it to marinate your fish. Ginger, you can use it on tea, or you can use it on stir fries or to marinate as well. Cinnamon, you can sprinkle on yogurt or fruit, or you can put it, mix it with some milk and make a delicious drink. So fish oils, they're fantastic as well, anti-inflammatory. You can have oily fish or have your supplements. And greens. Greens are just so essential for mental health. Neurotransmitter pathways can also be affected by stress and gut function because our gut is connected to our brain. So it's very important, and we're going to talk about this. We have a full episode about the gut to brain connection, so just keep up with us. So what about lifestyle? To support your mental well-being, it is best to take an integrative approach. Nutrition is just one of the tools that you can use to support your mental well-being. If you are on medication, for example, or you need to take medication, nutrition can help to make your medication more effective. It is also important to understand that lifestyle changes can have a profound effect on your mental well-being. We'll cover different ones in each video in each one of these episodes, but today's lifestyle intervention is sleep hygiene. So try to get into sleep routine, going to bed at the same time, getting up at the same time, or at least similar times. We want to be aiming for 8 hours a night, at least 7, and staying away from electronics before bed and in bed. So don't fall asleep watching your phone or your iPad. These things will help you to sleep better so that you can rest and recover, create memories, and build resilience. So try to think about how well you sleep and what you might be able to do to help you sleep a little bit better. Remember that there is a lot that you can do to improve your mental well-being, and you can start today. Whether it's including some of the foods that we have talked about, an extra portion of vegetables, a little bit of fish, sprinkle some nuts and seeds on your salad, just a little bit of turmeric on your fish. Just one thing, just start with one thing, and also with, try to be mindful about your sleep. But just pick up one change and start today. So I look forward to seeing you in our next episode, which is about blood sugar levels and how they affect your mental health. In the meantime, please start to make one positive change to support your mental well-being, but start today.